Hello, Academy owners, and welcome to day 4 of the Summer Camp Success Challenge. Hope you guys are off to an amazing start today. We're going to go over marketing today, enrollments, things of that nature. So I'm going to go ahead and add the PowerPoint presentation to the slides to the group. So if you have any comments or need anything, please let us know so that we can answer any questions you have right off the bat. So first off, if you guys want to have the ability to get all the slides we have, get all the information we've used this week, including tomorrow, and you want to do a Q&A afterwards, our VIP area, you can invest in that. It's only $95. You even get a post-challenge group call that you'll do next Tuesday when we do the group call next Tuesday. And we look forward to seeing you in that. And again, it's only $95. You can use the QR code. Or we'll put the link inside of the Facebook page. All right, so let's get into it. So let's talk about marketing, because marketing is one of those things that it's a necessity. And there's paid traffic, there's organic traffic. And so one of the biggest things we're going to talk about today is video marketing. And one thing you're going to see is that video marketing has become kind of the de facto. You've got TikTok, you've got YouTube, you've got Facebook, IG Reels, you've got all these different things, Facebook Shorts, IG Reels. So you've got all these things that are there. And if you notice, people are just spending all their time on video. So if you don't have something that's going to catch their attention, they're just going to scroll right on by and keep right on going. Their attention spans are super short. So video marketing and streaming has increased 70% since pre-pandemic time. And it may be even more. These are just the numbers we have right now. Companies will have to produce engaging content to keep potential customers engaged and drive them to your services. You know, my thought process around marketing is like the donkey on Shrek. So if you've ever seen the donkey on Shrek, you know, it's one of those things like, pick me, pick me, pick me. He's always there. And so one thing we want to do is we want to make sure that we are acting like the donkey on Shrek. We're constantly being in front of their face. And by doing that, you're going to have your social media marketing. You're going to have things you're doing in the area, referrals, people giving you testimonials. All these things are super important. So I'm going to go over this part, and then I'm going to share some of the videos that we put together for our own academy so you can kind of get an idea about what we're doing. Live video is a must. I recommend you go live at least once a day, if not 3 times a week at the minimum. This way it engages them. Try to go at the same time each day so it programs your audience to know, hey, I'm going live at this time. It's like when we did the summer camp challenge. We didn't change the dates and times up. We went live at the same time every day. Now, I will tell you that YouTube is the second most used search engine in the world. They're owned by Google, who happens to be number 1. But the great thing about YouTube is kind of become the de facto do-it-yourself, DIY type setup. I know that when I'm doing things for vehicle repairs that I want to do myself, and I'm not exactly sure 100%, there's always a video on there. So whatever skills programs you have, you need to be that de facto type person they're going to get the skill sets from, especially if you're dealing with children. How are we dealing with children that have behavior problems, focus problems, confidence issues? What are you doing to overcome those? Now, YouTube has also created a live video option, and they've actually gotten real lenient about doing live video. When Facebook started doing theirs, YouTube initially, you had to have so many followers and you had to have these parameters. Now you can get on and do YouTube live pretty easy. Now in 2021, you'll see a lot of videos and live shopping on both Facebook and IG. Amazon has been doing this years for Black Friday stuff. So even if you're doing Black Friday stuff later on, you can use live video. You can use videos to really push this. And I recommend recording in landscape. And then there's all these apps now you can have him crop it down into getting it onto IG or other platforms that require that you're doing a portrait instead of a landscape setup. And you know about TikTok and their popularity? Check into that. We've used it. It really hasn't had a lot of great stuff for us. We're still trying to find that right formula. But with all the growing concerns about TikTok and the government may shutting it down, don't put all your eggs and stock in that basket. Marketing for your camps. Shoot longer videos, break them up into smaller content, and cross promote. YouTube videos can be transcribed immediately. Facebook does the same thing. It does it pretty quick. You can take that video, download it with the transcription, and you can use it and transcribe it and push it over into your SEO type stuff. Videos are going to get that same results on your Google My Business as they would in YouTube or in Facebook. Now with YouTube ads, the great thing about YouTube ads is that you can break it up into about a 30-second window. So you want to put all of your branding in the front because you have about a 5-second window where they don't let you get off of that video. Now, the great thing about that is that if you can do that, hook them and get a great branding right off the front and they stay on the video, then, you get them to be engaged. If you don't have a good hook, if you don't have a good draw, you put the lure in the water and you're waiting for them to set. And once you get them set, you need to reel them in. So it's really, really important that you're having super engaging videos. Now, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat, and LinkedIn, they use the same 3-stage funnel system for their ads, which allows you to boost or super boost posts with the same methodology. And YouTube's goals are to help you find the video you want to watch and get people to view the videos longer, and they'll rate the videos to their algorithm on where they need to be at. So that all this makes a difference on when you're paying for marketing to do those couple of things. And then keep an eye out for YouTube Shorts, which is being tested in India right now, and it really hasn't made it over here, but the YouTube Live has now gone live. So one of the things that I'm going to do with you guys is share some of the videos with you that we have put together and we use when we're marketing our summer camps. So let me add this to this. Back it up. And so we made it like a breaking news story. So when it went up on our social media sites and even on our paid stuff, it made it look like it was breaking news. And then I just had one of my instructors act like a news guy. And so he did this
Cronkite here, right outside the peak performance.
You can do all this with your internal staff. We're going to get that personality, and they have the ability to do things. But I'll let you listen to this for a couple of seconds.
Master Gary Show.
Mr. Cronkite, I'm a fan of your...
Whoa! Just for you saying you're a fan? Oh my goodness.
Man.
As I said, I'm Ryan Cronkite. Can you please? I drove 4 hours to get here. Is there any way you can give us an exclusive on your incredible summer camp that you have every year? Come on.
I can't. I'm not ready yet. You know what?
Yes.
Since you drove all this way.
What is this? What?
It's our new summer camp thing this year.
What?
Summer's so bright, you got to wear shades.
Come on, guys. What?
It's a great time. So, I'll tell you what. I can't give you everything.
Just a little bit?
Just a little bit. So, this year we have amazing field trips for all of our kids.
You going to tell us anything about the field trips?
Not just yet, but I'll tell you what. You know what? We have a music video we're recording.
What?
I'll give you guys the exclusive. But you're going to have to wait till next week.
No.
Yep. And I can't tell you what's going to be revealed at, but I'll let you know.
Okay.
And then you guys can come back. We'll do the video. We'll have a really great time. Because remember, a summer so bright, you got to wear shades.
What? What? Lion Cronkite here with the exclusive at People Straight. Thank you, Master Gary.
So we had a lot of fun making these videos. Now, the follow-up video, that which came out a week later. Hey parents, this is Master Show. I'm here with the cameraman for PNN. This was the reveal. We are waiting on Mr. Cronkite to show up so we can do our exclusive interview and do our music video release of our Summer So Bright You Gotta Wear Shades summer camp theme. So hopefully he'll be here in just a minute and we'll have a great interview and show everything we're gonna do this summer. Oh, here he is. Oh, Mr. Cronkite.
Michelle, I am here for my exclusive interview.
Well, thank you for showing up.
Yes, so I got everything ready. I'm so excited, but here's the thing. I want to do the camp too.
What? I'd love for you to do camp, but I don't have an adult camp.
I'm more middle-aged.
But you're still an adult. But I love the fact that you have the summer so bright you got to wear shades. Floaty, that's awesome, dude. That's so amazing.
I'm ready to go. So, are we gonna get a chance to look at that video?
We're gonna look at it right now. You ready to look at the video?
Let's go!
All right, guys, we're gonna look at the video right now.
Woo!
And then we recorded this video that we did with the kids. We just took the Future So Bright, You Gotta Wear Shades music, and then I just wrote a lyrics to it, and then we had the kids perform it. So that'll give you the ability to look at those two, and this is things we use. Now, one thing we also did is we had some reels where we wanted to make sure that, it was driving interest. So one thing we did is that we took the kids, told them if they put on an old summer camp shirt from another camp and they came in, then we shot a video, and this is this one right here. Two of the instructors they dressed up like Secret Service guys. Everybody was trying to get in, like they really wanted to get in our camps. And we're recording some new ones this year that even has bigger scenes to it. But it just gives you the ability to have exciting videos, and people want to be part of an exciting crowd. They want to be part of the exciting events. So another thing we did is, I think it's this one. Nope. I may have to go grab it and bring it in. But we had one instructor pretend like he was on a covert mission to find out what we were doing for camps.
Center. And every year I've noticed that they do much better on all of the fields of summer camp after school. They have better instructors, they have students, better enrollment, and frankly, I'm a little tired. So, today, we are here at Peak Performance Training Center. I'm going to try to get a little sneak peek on what they're doing. I'm going to try to listen in, try to see what.
Paris Master Shill here. We're at Bass Pro Shop. Sorry about that, guys. Let me go back to that one.
For the future
I'm trying to put another video up for you so you can see it.
Now here's salt. Good.
What are you doing, man? Get out of here! This is private!
So another thing that we do is we work with our vendors. So if you watch that one music video put together, we had a lot of the different field trips and activities that we do during the day. And so another thing that we do every year is we go to our vendors and we shoot a co-promotional video with them. And then what we do is we take that video and we push it out so they get some branding, and then they take it and they push it out through their network as well. And then I'll show you one that we did.
Outdoor World.
This is Uncle Buck's Fish Bowl and bowling. It's part of Bass Pro Shops Outdoor World. But they have an indoor bowling alley, and it's pretty cool. And so we go there.
Hey parents, Master Shill here. We're at Bass Pro Shops Outdoor World.
And I shot this in December, so that's one reason why I'm wearing a jacket. But we do a lot of our marketing, we start in January, just to kind of get that out, because we want to be first in line.
I know you're thinking that, okay, what is that? So we're going to take a break. We're going to go inside and start showing you guys around and look forward to an awesome display. I'm so excited. We're going to show you guys one of the field trips we're doing this day. We're at Uncle Buck's Bowl and Grill, actually. And so what we're going to do is to show you guys around real fast and show you where your kids are going to be hanging out for one of the field trips this summer. So come on in. So if you'll look to your left, and up top, you'll see all of the amazing decor they have. They got the kind of lights kind of low right now. There's actually a submarine, and there's fish up top, and there's like a shipwreck here. And then off to the right, you'll see more sharks in the ceiling, all the amazing murals that are painted on the wall. It's really a cool thing. So let's go take a look at the lanes. Okay guys, now we're out on the lanes. I just want to show you a few things that are really, really cool. Because one thing is that you'll see that on the lanes themselves, there's a bunch of flashing lights. There's actually bumpers up for the younger kids, so they don't have to worry about being a perfect bowler. So I haven't thrown a bowling ball in a number of years, but I want to go ahead and give it a try this morning. So let's see what happens.
So that's just some of the cross-promotional things we do with them, so that, one, our information about our academy is being pushed out through their network, and the same thing there. Plus, it also lets the parents see the exciting activities their kids will get to be doing. Because I tell you, the parents are only worried about one thing for the most part during summer camp. Are their kids going to have a fun time? So we talked about the donkey and Shrek. About pick me. We always want to be in front. So one thing I want you guys to do is I want you to record an evergreen video. And if you're not sure what evergreen is don't make it date or year centric. Just have it looping. Now I leave my summer camp evergreen video running year round. It may only be like $2 or $3 a day, but what it does is it constantly stays in the mind of people all the time. I do the same thing with my after school program as well. So you want to use 1-minute videos for Facebook. You want to use 30-second videos on YouTube so that they keep getting recognized. Make sure your team is doing some retargeting as well. And if you're not sure about that, if you don't have an ad team to do that, then I would highly recommend you invest in one that understands that. They're collecting data based upon information that's being collected on the bots that you're putting inside of the marketing ads, so that it collects the information and can retarget them as well. And then I've already shared some of the videos with you, so I'm not going to do that again. But these are just some of the ways. Oh, you know what? I've got a couple more that I'll show with you real fast. So these are the ones that we do for. So I run 3 different camps in mine, just so that we can have the right thing. But make sure this is the right one. Nope, that's the one we've already done. I believe it's this. Yeah, so this is the one we do for our Camp Insanity group. When they get to the landing page, we have one video I'll show you. Then when they go to the individual camp pages based upon their grade group, then they get this video. So the individualized is what they go to the age group. Parents will then get this video. This is not very long. It's only about 30 seconds. And then we have our main one that we use for the actual marketing of the program.
This is Master Shill with Peak Performance Summer Camp. The 2023 Summer Camp enrollment is now open. Now we will fill up fast, so register as quickly as possible. We have a state-of-the-art 9,000 square foot facility and a fleet of air conditioning buses for our daily field trips. Now you can choose just the weeks that you need, and our camps are broken up into 3 age groups. Camp Adventure, kindergarten through third, Camp Insanity,
Camps
4th
that
through
we run.
7th,
And if you're
and Teen
running
Extreme,
small camps,
7th
you're
through
just
12th.
starting out, please don't do this.
Our all-inclusive tuition covers
run
all of the
one
daily
camp. You don't
sports,
need to run
team
multiple
building
camps.
activities that we do.
wanna
We
keep
take
it
daily
short,
field
sweet, and
trips to
simple.
exciting
Until
destinations
we get routines
like
built in,
trampoline
so you
parks
guys
and
get a little-
bowling and
little
swimming,
comfortable doing
Reunion Ranch and museums, and we even provide lunch on Fridays.
This one's a
Full-time
minute
campers will
long.
receive instruction
Then
in
we
one of
have
our
one that's
professional
30
skills
seconds long,
programs.
one's on
You
YouTube.
could choose martial arts, jiu-jitsu, or soccer.
All the things they're gonna be
Enrollment is
doing
limited, and we
in
will sell
camp
out by April.
with us.
Click on the link below to learn more. We look forward to seeing you this summer.
Let me take that off of there so we can get on to the next, put this back on. All right. So another thing that we do is that we do a referral program with our customers. And so we have these cards, they're 8.5 by 3.5. They're full color glossy. But if you notice in the bottom here, there's an open area for the parent to put their name. That way, when they come in, if somebody comes in from that, then we know who sent them in. And then if they sign up for, say, 5 weeks of summer camp and they pay their deposits, then we give $10 credits back to the family that referred them for every week that they pay for. So if they referred 5 kids that did 5 weeks each, that's 25 weeks total, and that's $10 a week. That's $250 that we refer back to them. But I'm looking at the bigger picture. So let's just say you charged $250 for your camps, and you had another, say, 10 weeks of referred camps. That's $2,500 that you've brought in. I don't mind giving back $25. $25 to get, or $50 to get $2,500. I'll do that all day long. And that's the way you want to look at it. And if you notice, not only do I put the camps and after school on one side, but I put whatever our professional skills are on the other side. That way, even if they're not looking for camp, they're like, oh, well, you do this. I didn't realize you did this. And they can get part of that. You can post flyers around the academy and send out text messages and emails. And I would highly recommend that when you're marketing, market an email and a text together. If you got a lot of information on the email, take the text message and drive them over to the email. The reason why is the emails have less than a 3% open rate. Text messages have greater than 97% open rate. So we want to make sure that we're getting their attention. We're being like the donkey on Shrek. Hey, I'm here. I need you to read this. I need you to go here. Get them to take action. The referral program we've talked about, encourage them to pick it up and write their name on it so they get the referral bonus. And then, like for our professional skills program, if they refer somebody and they stay 2 months, I give them $200. Again, I'm going to be investing in marketing in one form or fashion or another. So might as well use it. And I can tell you that the leads coming in off a referral are much better than the leads coming in cold. So provide them with a small discount off a standard summer camp registration, or lock in their tuition through May 31st is another one you may do. Now we start our marketing, we start marketing in December, and then right at the 1st of January. So December we use for our existing customer base, and then January we use for everybody that's from the outside, because I want to start marketing for summer camp and spring break camp. And so when I get them into spring break camp, then a lot of times they're moving into other programs. So like this year, our spring break camp had 70 brand new kids that had never been in our program before. And we brought in about an extra $18,000, $19,000 just on that set. But the bigger thing is that when we converted them to our evening skills programs, we've already converted 3 to after school, and we're already converting a lot of them to summer camp, because a lot of times they're test driving your summer camp during spring break camp. So that's another way you can drive additional revenue to the academy and use spring break camp to launch your summer camp and other programs. Let's talk about marketing within inside of the schools. And this is one reason why I tell you that having a nonprofit entity is so important. Now, as I mentioned in the first line, school districts typically require that you have a nonprofit entity to market through them. Now, some schools in the old days, like we did in the old days, is that they have what's called a Wednesday folder or a take-home folder. And we would print up flyers. We would basically print up 800 or 900 flyers for each school. That would be 20 schools. You can do the math, over 15,000 flyers we'd have printed up front and back. We would take it down to each school, and then they have volunteers that would put it into the file folder. Now, luckily enough, the school districts where I'm at, and you'll find more school districts across the nation are using this service, is a service called Peach Jar. They're an electronic flyer distribution system. And the great thing about it is, one, during COVID, there were no take-home folders going home. There were no putting folders anywhere. And even when school came back, there weren't volunteers in the school to be able to stuff those folders. So it went all electronically. We just kept marketing in Peach Jar throughout the school year, even when they were virtual, because we knew they would be coming back. One, with Peach Jar, you can do a 4-page flyer compared to a 2-page flyer. Typically, because an email is coming from the school district, emails get open in a greater capacity, probably like the 15 to 20% range compared to 3%. And our click-through rates are amazing. You can place your, you can put URLs on there. I use QR codes. If you've noticed in this presentation, we're even using the new flow code. It's around more, it's just a different look. And so we want to make sure we're using things that are going to get people's attention. So we typically do about 45 schools a year. I buy my credits with Peach Jar in advance. And so this year they ran a super special. And so we bought so many credits that we're using them. And so we're marketing to even more schools. And with the school, it's about $20 per school. And when you look at, if there's 50,000 people that are getting it, even if it was 20 schools and you had $20 a school and there's, 1,000 kids per school, that's still, even if it was 500 kids per school, the cost of marketing that is really inexpensive. You couldn't do that with the mailers. You couldn't do that with other types of marketing. So this is really an inexpensive way to do it. And the open, like I said earlier, the open and click-through rates are pretty phenomenal. So this is an example of our Peach Jar flyer. So one thing we do, this is one we did for spring break. And so if you notice, we have spring break camp, the dates, test drive our summer camp. So we're already promoting summer camp and spring break same time. Now, one thing you'll notice is that we're talking about our 3 camps. If you've only got one camp, talk about that one camp. We'll talk about our daily field trips, professional skills we're doing, daily activities we're doing with the kids. We give them a QR code so they can either scan it or they can go right to the link and immediately get the information that they need. Then on the next page, so in this one, and this one was done, I believe, in January of that year. So in this, we're talking about all 3 camps. Now, I'll tell you that a paradigm shift happened in 2022. A lot of people were coming off the pandemic, off COVID, and they were looking for ways to get their kids involved and get them out into the community. And so one thing that we want to make sure and do is we want to make sure that we are doing our marketing way ahead of time, because it was kind of funny, by middle to end of part of April last year, we were already sold out. And then parents started calling in May, and it's like, hey, Master Scholl, I'm ready to sign my kid up for camp. And I'm like, we don't have any room. We're already sold out. We already have waiting lists that are 5 and 10 deep. And like, but we've been there for 3 or 4 summers. I'm like, yes, sir, I know. And we've been sending out emails about getting full. Well, we thought you were just joking. We thought you were doing marketing. No, we were not joking. It was serious. And so what was kind of funny this year is that when we open it up marketing, because in December, we start marketing to our existing customer base. We give them first dibs. If they've been in our camps before, if they're in our current after school or our professional skills program, they get first shot. They're our family. And so they'll get their stuff going. But in January, right after the first of the year, we open it up. And before years ago when we did this, the reason why we would do it is that you've got about 20% of the moms that are like super squared away. They're organized. They're getting out. They're being proactive. Typically by the first week in January, their summer vacations are already done. Summer camps are booked. Airline tickets, resort reservations are made. They're done. They're already locked in. And what was funny this year is that we found that parents calling us up and saying, hey, you know, I got locked out last summer, not just with your place. And then I had to go to a crappy camp, some other place, and I'm not doing it again this year. I'm signing up now. So we're actually 40% ahead of where we were at last year at the same time. So you want to make sure and don't wait until after spring break to start marketing your camps. Market them in January. You're going to pick up a segment of the market that is already ready to go. Now, here's a great thing, and this is one reason why these boot camps work, is that a lot of people procrastinate, and they're going to wait until after Easter, after spring break, to actually start getting signed up for camps. So in these, you look at all the different things that we do in our camps. We try to make them super exciting and fun and engaging, and that's the way you want to do that. Now, our other ones that we do as we get later in the year, once we get past spring break, then I modify this. So we'll have things that show summer camp, after school, and our professional skills program. And a lot of times they'll tell you that you can't run it, but if you do it as a fundraiser, you can. So if you go in and say, okay, I'm going to do a fundraiser for your school. If you sign up for a 30-day program on the professional skills program, it's $49. We'll do a donation to your school. That way it's not a for-profit. The nonprofit's still pushing it. You're still promoting your summer camps, your after schools if you have one, and now you're promoting your professional skills program. You can even run a summer program you can do off of these marketing pieces that are going through PeachJar. Now, great thing about once you build this in PeachJar and you're pushing out their school, they will provide you a link you can take in and push it out through your social media channels, which I highly recommend because they're already built. You can get the word out. Keep pushing the word that you are what you're doing. All right, so here's another thing and about how we're using transportation for marketing. Now, the great thing about where we're at, we have a fleet of vehicles. They're all decaled up. And I'll reiterate again, I highly recommend do not wrap your vehicle. Most vehicles, like the big bus right there, would cost about $15,000, $20,000 to wrap it. These vans, they're about $8,000 to $10,000 to wrap. And I'll tell you, you can put the decals on it. So if you look at the first van, you can see the decals on the side. So we have decals on the side, we have decals on the other side, and we have decals in the back. And so the one thing we're getting ready to add to all of these is QR codes so that they can actually do it right from the road because people use their cell phones too much while they're on the road. But if they're sitting at a traffic light and they can get a quick screenshot and it'll bring up the QR code that they can go do things with it, then we need to utilize that moving billboard space. Because when people call us on the phone, they say, hey, I'm calling about whatever program. We'll ask their name, we'll ask their telephone number, we'll ask their email. And that information immediately goes into a funnel right off the bat. And I don't tell them anything until I get those 3 pieces of data. And if you're not doing that, you're really not doing yourself a service. They have picked up the phone. They are now calling you. You need to have that information to market to them, to they either tell you, yes, I'm ready, or please stop. And that's going to happen, but at least you're getting that word out. Remember, we want to be like the Shrek and Donkey, constantly, pick me, pick me, pick me. So in these vans, they move every day. So when somebody calls on the phone, we ask those 3 primary questions. And the 4th question we ask, how did you hear about us? And they may have called us on an ad we're running on Facebook or YouTube or Google Ads, but they'll always say, yeah, I'm calling about the ad you're running on Facebook, but man, I see your buses every day because they're in the community running every day for our after school program and then during summer. And we went with a different color scheme. Most of them are white. You'll see some that are bright green, bright blue. I wanted more of a luxury feel. This was my wife's idea. It was brilliant. So we went all black with red lettering and yellow lettering. Highlighted, it's very easy to see, but black screams professional. It screams luxury, and that's what you want to do. So other things you can do besides when we're talking about marketing for camps, remember to run evergreen ads, video ads, run your ads for summer camp. If you don't have a great marketing team, get one. Our lead for Facebook ads for summer camps are about $10 or less. Have a dedicated salesperson and call them as soon as the lead comes in. There is proven scientific study. The more time that elapses after they've shown interest, they'll get distracted by something else. Believe me, they have these things in their phone, and every 5 seconds they're scrolling, if not faster. So if you don't stay in that, what they call TOMA, top of mind awareness, you're going to be forgotten about. So as soon as that lead comes in, you need to have some kind of funnel follow-up system that's following up immediately in case you can't get a phone call to them, responding with a text message and an email, and then you're calling them and you're staying on top of them. You know, and parents are finding and hunting and finding other camps. And if you don't respond, someone else's camp is going to fill that void. You know, and then use the ads to push them to a static website, get them to register for something, you know, give them something free, give them a free report. Like one of the things that we use is we actually mystery shop all of our competitors, and we do a free summer camp tuition guide. So that it shows parents what the true cost of the camps that they're looking at truly are. Not what they're being told on the surface, but what the true cost of the camp is. Because they may sucker them in at one price, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, well, if you want your child to do the field trips this week, it's another $50. Oh, well, if you want them to do a professional skills program, it's another $100. And they weren't expecting that. And so we list a whole spreadsheet of what the cost is, what the extra cost is, what you get, whole 9 yards. And believe me, parents love that because it really does give them a true vision of what things really do cost. Let's talk about tuition for summer. So one, mystery shop your competition, not just pricing, but what are they offering for services? Your tuition should be calculated on services you provide. This should also include the hours of operation, field trips, lunch on Fridays if you do that, a professional skills program, daily activities, and costs associated with providing these activities. Do not set your pricing to be the cheapest. I know sometimes in our mentality we think, I got to be the cheapest because I just want as many as I can get. I personally like to be at the top of the pricing structure, and I like to do an all-inclusive model. And the reason why is that, one, I don't have and have-nots. I don't have a situation where parents are coming in the door asking their child at the end of the day, did you have a good time today? Did you have fun? And if the child didn't get to go on the field trip because the parent didn't want to invest in it, no. You know, because everybody else got to go, I didn't get to go. It's like the old Delirious or Raw, whatever it was that Eddie Murphy did back in the 80s with, I got some ice cream and you can't have none. You know, it's the same thing. They don't want to be in these situations where they're feeling like they're being left out. So we cut out a la carte camps years ago and just everything's included. Another thing you're going to find is that inevitably every day there'll be kids that won't show up for camp that day because they have other activities going on or doctor's appointments, or the parents didn't want to get them up early enough to be on the field trip, or the kid didn't like the field trip that day, but they've still invested in the entire week. And your cost has gone down because you're not having to pay for field trip. We typically run about 160, 170 kids a week, and we'll have between 5 to 8% of kids out every single day. Now, a couple other things you want to do. One, you want to charge a registration fee. The registration fee will cover your camp shirt. Now, I use a dry fit antimicrobial shirt. It's a little bit higher in cost, but I know it's going to wick away moisture and prevent heat rash than just a cotton shirt. We do supplies, equipments, and field trip deposits. We pay all of our deposits on our field trips way in advance. We lock our field trips. We know that we have the prime times that we want, and we start doing this back in December. And for me, it's like I'm going to have to spend the money anyways. I'd much rather lock my spot in so I can control my flow of the day. require a small non-refundable deposit for each week that they are reserving. One, if they're invested in it, they're going to stick with it. If they're not, then they won't. If they don't have any skin in the game, they're not going to stick to it. We typically do a $25 deposit for each week, and that locks in their space. And the one thing we do is that as they're getting into the waiting list area, which we'll start getting that here in probably another week or so, when they start getting into the waiting list, we time stamp it so we know in what order they are put into the waiting list order. Require a 2-week cancellation notice, and it has to be written, not email, handwritten, put in inside of the academy. This way, if any changes are made, we've got it. Now, the great thing about it, when you eventually get to have waiting list, you can pull from that waiting list if you have time. But a lot of times other camps require the same waiting list. So if someone's moving from their camp to your camp, they may have to put in the same notice. And if they don't give you a 2-week notice, they're still responsible for paying that week. The tuition is for the entire week, regardless if they attend 1 or 5 days. Now, it used to be we used to run part-time camps from 9 in the morning until 3. Now I run them from 7 to 3 because sometimes we have to leave early anyways, and I just bump the tuition up. So the tuition you're looking at here, so my camp run, this is actually old pricing. My camps run actually $275 for Camp Adventure, $295 for the Camp Insanity, and $415 for Teen Extreme. And then the tuition, and so that was last year. So this year we went up $20 a camp because the cost of fuel, cost of inflation, and the cost of wages. And I forgot to update that line, but that's what we did this year. Is we updated $20 per camp. So when you look at it, if you only have 10 weeks of camp, it's $20 a week. It's only $200. It's not like we're going up double, right? And most parents that can handle $200, especially when your camps are providing so much to them. Camp registrations. So depending on the size of camp, there are multiple options. There's camp software. It's extremely expensive. If it makes financial sense, great. If you've got a CRM software, and there's a lot of different ones, just have a CRM software and to see if it has auto billing. That really makes things a lot easier because the last thing you want to do is have one person in charge of making sure that everybody is charged on time. Now, one thing that we do is that we require the deposits and the registrations up front to lock their spot. We pull the tuition for that week coming up the Wednesday before, and they've got 2 days to get, if their payment fails on Wednesday, they've got 2 days to get it where it needs to be at. If they don't get the tuition covered by Friday, I pull from the wait list and we get them in. We have a website that can register for their weeks and pay their registration fees and deposits. See if you can get one of those. We use a company called BigCommerce for the payment side. We use Infusionsoft for our registration side. Infusionsoft's a huge program. I wouldn't start there. You need something probably a little smaller. There is Spark, there's MindBody, there's different ones you can use and look inside of your own industries. A staff contacts them, secure and schedule for their camp payments and options. And now we do it electronically. So if you're in the coaching program, one thing we're going to teach you is how to actually send that stuff out electronically. It's filled in electronically and it's done electronically. You don't have to wait for them to hand do it and put it in. We provide weekly, bi-weekly, and monthly paid in full options, but it has to be paid in front. Never do paying camps in arrears. And that's what we have. We set billing to be proceeded no later than the Wednesday before the next week camp. Campers can register by phone. We gather the information and put it into the billing system, and then they're immediately sent the registration stuff, and they have to get it back to us. And that's super, super important. And we started doing it electronically because a lot of times they're coming in, they have terrible handwriting. If we ever need to get a hold of them, it's really tough. Campers can also register in person. They can fill out all the paperwork, pay the deposits right there while they're in the academy. It's kind of funny. I'm sitting here doing this with you and I'm watching registrations come across the screen on the bottom of the computer and payments. Payments are scheduled for our orientation meetings, and this is massively important. Have an orientation meeting. We do 2 of them. We do one at the beginning of May. We do one the week before camp starts, and before Memorial Day in May. I want to make sure I'm getting orientation. I want to get the kids in there. I want to get the parents in there. I want them seeing our environment. I want to meet the children. All these things happen so that the kids have less anxiety coming to us the first week of camp. Assign appropriate tags to ensure inside of your software so that they're getting the correct communication group. And this allows them to communicate with specific age group if you need to. For weekly scheduled emails, we send an email out on Fridays that's called our arrival and departure email. And what it does is it walks them through all the things that is going on the next week, what we're doing, where we're going, what time I need them there, if they need shoes, socks, lunchbox, water bottle, towels, flip-flops, goggles, swim clothes, whatever it is, it's in that email. And we send it out on Friday, so it gives them 2 days, if they don't have something on that list, to go get it on that Friday. If they show up Monday morning, it's like, well, I didn't have time. Well, go get it. Your child needs it for camp, please. And they get it to us. There may be something we're doing that sounds fun and interesting. Don't leave money on the table by not getting all this information out there. Get all camp registration paperwork back quickly as possible. This will minimize the frustration processing paperwork the first Monday of every week of camp. You want to get this stuff done way ahead of time. So when the kids get in, we can focus on them, focus on them having a great time, focus on converting them from a summer camper to one of our other programs. Start compiling t-shirt sizes on the registration forms, and if they want to buy an extra shirt, especially for families that are in 2 different households. Especially when because they're always going to be, well, it's at their dad's house, at their mom's house. They didn't give it back to me. If you have one in each house, makes it a lot easier. If we do camp discounts, so if it's an existing member or one in and they have a sibling, there's a $15 discount on registration. And then we also do a discount for the weekly fee as well. It's $15. If they're signing up for both summer camp and after school next year, then we give them a $50 registration discount. They're still paying $200 for the registration, but they're getting a little bit of a registration discount. New campers, if they register for summer camp, receive a free month of martial arts. So if they're in spring break camp, we give them a free month of martial arts. They can come in during the month of May. I want to keep them coming back to the academy. They register for summer camp and after school for the remainder of the school year. The $100 that we charge them for registration, we give a discount on for next year. And you can you can be creative, but don't give away the farm. All right, so let's talk about a 4-day recap. We've given you a lot of information. One, you want to share your story, make your connections, setting up corporations, know your state regulations, safety protocols, routines and schedules, staffing for camps, daily activities, all-inclusive model versus a la carte, field trip checklist, transportation, communication, marketing, tuition structure, registration, and enrollments. Now, the thing is that all these videos are here. So you guys have access to this. I would highly recommend, I'm going to take them down at the end of Sunday. So I highly recommend you get in, study them while you can, because I'm taking them all down on Sunday night. Now, if you still want to be part of the VIP section, then go ahead and scan that code. I'll also put it in the Facebook pages as well. And that way you can get that and be part of the live Q&A we're doing here in about 10 minutes. And there's where you can do the scan the QR code. So this is the Summer Camp Success Boot Camp. So if you really want to take what you've learned now and really start implementing it and really get off to a fast start, we're hosting our Summer Camp Success Blueprint and Boot Camp. You'll get a copy of the blueprint. You'll get a 2-day live event that starts tomorrow at 1:30 Central. We'll go from 1:30 to 5 on Friday, and then we'll go from 9 to 2 on Saturday, and we're just going to be working on implementing your camps. That's what we're going to be focused on. You can scan this QR code, pay it's $9.95. It's typically about $6,000 if you're looking at all the things we get to do. Because on top of getting the blueprint and the boot camps, we're going to have weekly coaching calls every Tuesday at 10 o'clock Central between now and the end of the school year. End of May, 1st of June. So that way you guys can really get your camps rocking and rolling, get them and get them fully packed, and really be able to use summer camps for what they're designed for. Driving revenue, using as a funnel to drive students into your year-round programs. Well, I want to thank you guys for being here on day 4. If you felt like you've been fed with the fire hose, you have. There's been a lot of information on here. And then tomorrow we'll be set up for day 5. And then we're going to do a recap. We're going to go over some more stuff and really help you guys through. If nobody has any questions, I haven't seen any today, then we're just going to go ahead. I'm going to end it now. And then everybody in the VIP, I'll see you guys in about 10 minutes. Take care. Have a good day.